The first synthesizer here is the Super Wave P8, and this is my oscillator section. On my oscillator section, this is where I can create the sound. I have this button, the mode and the wave button to create the sound, where you have the sine, the wave, the triangle, and the sound moves from there to the filter. On the filter, I have faders to cut off and the resonance to adjust the resonance. I also can adjust the type, that is the low pass frequency, the band pass frequency, and the high pass frequency. Then the sound moves to the amp. You know, the amp basically is to sharpen the volume, adjust the volume. Then you move to the LFO. This is the LFO section. On the LFO section, I can also switch between the shape of the synthesizer. Then I can also adjust the depth and the rate of the LFO. Then the sound moves to the envelope. On the envelope, you have the ADSR, which is the attack, decay, sustain, and release. That is for Soundwave P8. Then the next one is the Satire 8. The Satire 8, you also have the oscillator. This is the oscillator section. Yeah, you can choose the shape of your wave. You can adjust it here. Then you move. This is the filter section. The filter section, you also have the cutoff, you have the resonance, and you can select the shape of the spectrum. That's the low pass, the high pass, the band pass, and what have you. Then you move to the amplifier. This is the amplifier. The amplifier is basically to adjust the volume. And this is the LFO. The LFO, you can adjust your shape from this place, and you can also adjust the depth and the rate. See the similarity between the first and the second. Then we move to the envelope. You know, the envelope, I said attack, decay, sustain, and release. So there is similarity between the first two. Then the third one will be the A1 analog synth. On the A1, this is our oscillator section. On the oscillator section, you can also choose the shape of your sound. That is the sine, the triangle, the sawtooth, and what have you. You can also move to the filter. On the filter, you have the cutoff and you have the resonance. You can also select your low pass, your high pass, your band pass, and your notch. Then you move from there to the amplifier. The amplifier is basically to sharpen the volume, increase or lower the volume. Then you move from there to the LFO. This is my LFO. From the LFO, you can select the shape of your sound, the sine, the triangle, the sawtooth, and what have you. Then you move to your envelope. You know, the envelope takes the attack, the decay, the sustain, and the release. So it has similar parameters with the other two. So the monologue also has, this is the oscillator section. You can select your sampler on this synthesizer. Yeah, then you have the depth. Then you move to the filter. This is the filter. It also has cutoff and resonance. Then you can also select your low pass, your band pass, high pass. That's the shape of the spectrum. Then you move from there to the amplifier. This is your amplifier. Then you move from there to your LFO. This is your LFO. You can also select the shape of the spectrum here. Then, like I said, you have rate and you have depth. You can adjust the rate of the synthesizer and the depth of it. Then you move to your envelope. The envelope is always the ADSR: attack, decay, sustain, and release. And that will be all. Thanks for taking out time to review my work. Please feel free to criticize and tell me where I got it or I missed it. Looking forward to learn more from your comments. Thank you very much.